Conquistador Nation, we're sitting here for the first ever Conquistador podcast, and I'm sitting alongside my co-host and athletic director and head men's soccer coach, Coach Fernando. Coach, you're coming off a remarkable national championship run, first one in school history, yours first as a coach. It's really like, wow, what is your preseason outlook coming into this year after a remarkable run like that?
First of all, JJ, how's it going, man?
Doing well.
Everything good? Yeah. Hey, this is fun, man, this podcast stuff.
It's something new, and it's taking over, I think, South Florida right now.
Nice. Well, about coming off that national championship, I mean, it was a great time. Anytime you win any national championship is great. It was fun, a fun ride that we had. It was undefeated season. We played some of the top teams in the nation, from D1, D2s, USCA and AIAs, and it was nice. So coming into the preseason, the goal, the bar is set high, so is to try to repeat again. We didn't really graduate anybody from last year. Everybody's still here. Unfortunately, we have 2 injuries that will sideline them for the season, but it's still a strong team, a very strong team.
Okay, and talking about your team, your team's unique. It's a lot of guys from South America, from Argentina, from Brazil, a couple from all over the world. You got 2 very, very good seniors playing this year, one in the midfield and one that just, lights it up on scoring goals. What do you think the difference is between this team this year and the past team that won a national title?
More experience. They know what to expect. The difference is that this year we're moving into the NAIA, from the USCA to the NAIA, which that was a very exciting moment when we went to the NAIA convention in April. And we got elected to be one of 7 new schools in the NAIA. So that's an exciting time right now. Not only that we are in the NAIA, we're adding sports. Our whole athletic department is growing, and that it's fun in itself, But as far as going back to the difference in my team, like I said, it's pretty much the same as last year with more experience. As far as comparisons, I honestly think we're going to be better. We have 3 players coming from Ecuador. We have players coming from Argentina. We have players coming from Brazil. So to the already international lineup that we have, mixed with some Americans, I think we're going to be that much better. Even though we're going to miss those 2 players that are going to be out, these guys are going to fill in their shoes real nicely. This year we have a tough schedule. We travel out to Texas for 4 games. We go to California to play all top 25 teams for 3 games. Then we go up to 10-time national champion Lindsey Wilson to Kentucky. We play 3 games there. We're going to play Division II schools as well in Alabama and Georgia. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're pushing the players more, and they decided themselves. They set the goals for themselves. They won another championship.
Well, talking about the schedule, it's remarkable because I've always thought as a coach, you want to schedule the best, and since I've known you, you've made that clear. You want to schedule the best. You said, you're playing Lindsey Wilson. They are a powerhouse just about in every sport, but then you go to California to play Vanguard, Hope International. You're down in Texas. You're in Georgia. I mean, what do you think? I mean, what are your expectations of that traveling and Florida National University just being known all over the country now? And this school, Florida National University, who are they? And you're just traveling playing these schools. And then you also on your schedule have Division I, Division II in your own state, with Lynn being a powerhouse year in, year out, Florida Gulf Coast University. I mean, what were your expectations and what were you thinking when you and your staff sat down and said, let's put this schedule together for this team?
Well, like you said, Jay, our first game is actually against Florida Gulf Coast University over there. Division I, they won, I think, the last 5-6 years in a row, their conference. They're always in the NCAA tournament. And then 2 days later, we play Lynn University, which went to the finals and lost in penalties in the Division II finals against University of Charleston. Again, it's push the envelope, man. I mean, try to see where we're at, where our level is at. We think we're one of the top teams in the nation, and the only way to prove it is by going and playing these guys. Having said that, a lot of people won't play us though. A lot of people didn't want to play us this year because they think we're too good or they have too much to lose. That part of the college game I don't like particularly. I think there should be something done about that. If you're good, hey, play the best, and see what happens. If you ask any kid, any player, they will play. It's the coaches that don't want to play. So you ask any kid, and they'll want to play the number one team in the nation. They definitely want to play, even if you're the number 20 or 30 or 50. You want to play the number one team in the nation as an athlete, and that's being taken away by some of these coaches because they just choose not to. They want to work their rankings and their numbers, but I'm not being a hypocrite about it, because when I had a lesser team in my other schools, I still went and played against the top teams in the nation, the Lindsey Wilsons, the Alvin Montgomery. I mean, I used to go all over to try to get the best, just to see where we were at. I always wanted to see. Sometimes we would get spanked, but sometimes we learned from it, and we got better from it. So, but it's a fun ride, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully things will go the way we plan.
Something I want to ask you, you juggle 2 jobs at Florida National University. You're the athletic director and you're the head men's soccer coach, and you've taken this program to new heights. I would say where and how do you see the program moving forward, not just soccer, but the other programs, the staff you've hired, because it looks like you've put a great staff and a coach at every position to lead a team, and you're out there encouraging them every day. What is your sights and views on the next couple years coming up, and how you're going to just make it even bigger, that loud noise of, hey, we are effing you and we're here to stay?
Well, I mean, this is just like building a soccer team or a basketball team. You want to have the best players, right? So under my athletic department, I want to have the best coaches. Not only on the field, off the field, people that and we can all get along with. Like, for example, today's your birthday and we're all going out, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
chicken wings only, guys. Calm down.
Yeah, that's it. But it's okay. Maybe something. I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, it's just like building a team. And on me as a person, I've always been competitive in anything. Just like when I played back in the days when I played, and I take my life the same way. I want to be competitive. If I'm building a business, if I'm building this athletic department, whatever I'm doing, I want to be competitive. I want to win. I want to and do things right. So in this way, this is what I do. I mean, I want to be the best school in South Florida. We're small and not too many people know us right now, but they will, and they're already starting to know us. Just like you said earlier about the traveling, not only do we travel, but we go travel outside and we win, and people always come out of there saying, who is this, who are these guys, so that's how you start, like the ants do. The little ants, they little by little they build the big empire, and then we're the same. We're going to little by little build a school to be big, and in South Florida we're going to be a powerhouse one of these days in NAIA. And who says that from NAIA we don't make a jump in the future to NCAA Division II? The idea and the long-term goal, that's why we in the last 2 years we added 5 sports to be exact, because we added both men and women tennis. Next year we're going to add 3 more sports. So on that end, I want to not only match the schools around, but I want to offer more than what the schools around offer. When I say around, in South Florida, And again, whether it's FIU, Barry, St. Thomas, Florida Memorial, Nova, Ave Maria, Johnson & Wales, I want to be better than them, and that's my how I run my life, just being competitive, so I want to be better. That's it. It's that simple. So and doing things the right way, putting the right people in place. We have a great social media guy in Bernardo. He played for me back in the day on the field, not so much, but as a goalie, he was saved us one game actually. But now he's working for me as a social media, and he has so many ideas, so many good things, and he's one that's gonna help. Paul, Paul. I mean, he's my right hand. He's I've known him since he was 10 years old, and not only did he play for me, now he's the assistant, and again, just putting the right people. You're a go-getter, I mean, you always say yes, man. Anything that people ask of you, yes, and that's the positive thing about this, that you when we have the right people in place, things are bound to get better. They're bound to go up, and that's it, man. I mean, everything else will fall in place little by little. The team, going back to the team, other good things that are happening with my team, with the soccer team, is believe it or not, I don't know if it's contagious or what, but 3 guys are getting married, and they're young. I mean, but they're getting married. I got Rodrigo Costa, which is the first one that proposed, and then Veni proposed, and then Pedro proposed. So all 3 guys are getting married. 3 starters. Can you believe that?
Wow.
So yeah, man, but hey, good to them, and congratulations to them, and
Well, before we close out and I address Conquistador Nation, here's what we want to know. Your team celebrates unbelievable. Give us something you remember that you just sit back now and you laugh, or you think was just probably one of the most enjoyable moments of your team and you and your staff through last season, going into the season. What can you remember that just really stands out to you?
The one that stands out, really, to tell you the truth, it was... besides the national tournament, obviously, I mean, that always sticks out. I mean, when we scored that 3rd goal, I just couldn't believe it. I'm like looking at my assistant saying, "Are we going to be national champs? We're going to be national champs." But one that sticks out that we celebrated so much, the game against Eastern 2 years ago, my first year here, that we won in overtime. It was one of the top teams in the nation. They were one of the top teams in the nation, and we ended up beating them 3-2 on a nail biter. I mean, at the end, in overtime, and we celebrated so much. It was like we had won the World Cup. That will always stay in my mind, that game. But obviously, like I said at first, the national tournament in that cold weather in Virginia, and winning and then celebrating with the boys afterwards, and it was an experience that you'll never forget. Anybody that goes through that, wins a national championship, will always remember.
Well, there you have it, Conquistador Nation. Just sitting alongside Coach Fernando, giving us his insights on his season outlook and building a legacy here at Florida National. If you don't listen to us, please join us next time on the podcast. Also join us on Sports Network, Conquistador Nation. We look forward to bringing you up-to-date scores and interviews of each and everything that's going on here at Florida National University.